You're watching Living Proof TV.
Pressure bust pipe, yo. Woo! This is what the people wanna see. Living Proof TV. Truths and reality. Living Proof TV. Virgin Island legacy. Living Proof TV. Living Proof TV. Living Proof TV. Seeds of the industry. Living Proof TV. And musical integrity. Living Proof TV. This is for everybody. Living Proof TV. Living Proof TV. Living Proof TV.
LivingProofTV.com. You're watching Living Proof TV. LP Enterprises proudly presents Living Proof TV.
Grey Goose presents the VIP room right here on Living Proof TV.
You're in the VIP room with Isonica.
Good night, world. Today we got a guest that you may have seen on stage, but not only performing, but also bodyguarding some of the biggest names in the music, entertainment, and sport industry. I'm talking from hip-hop star Young Jeezy to athletes and producers like London on the Track and so much more. Someone who is definitely living proof to their craft and business. We welcome Samson Dread to the VIP room on Living Proof TV. Oh yeah, welcome.
Samson Dread, what's up, Virgin Islands, Living Proof TV.
How you feeling?
Great, man.
Good? You relaxed, you calm, you good?
Humble and wise.
Yeah. Thank you for coming to the VIP room. I really appreciate you taking the time out to just vibe with us and, you know, getting to feel out your vibe and learn a little bit more about you.
You know? It's a platform, you know, so.
Definitely. I've heard so much about you, but I've never met you face to face. So this interview is going to be great. It's going to be genuine. And I just really want to know who you are as a person and who you are as an artist. Yeah. So you ready?
Let's get it.
All right. So I love to know how people come up with the creation of their names, right?
Yes.
Tell me, what was the reason or the purpose for the name Samson Dread?
Samson, first and foremost, being spiritual, you know what I mean? We deal in hip hop music and we see where hip hop is going, so I want it to be balanced, you know what I mean? Samson represents strength, and he had many fights, but with one blow, he leveled everything. So, you know, tracks, you know, we recall our music, we build catalogs, but it only takes one track to take you there.
Right.
So, you know, being Samson and just things just being dread, you know what I mean, when the effect hit, I think that was the name that would represent me best.
Okay. I mean? So, because if I'm not mistaken, the story of Samson is the one in the Bible. He had the most strength, the one with the long hair, right? And when he cut his hair, he lost his strength, correct? You ever cut your locks?
Nah.
So you never lost your strength. You're still strong and you're good.
Still going, you know what I mean?
And that's why you're a bodyguard, right?
Exactly. Strength.
So tell me, where did that start for you? Like, how did you get into that business?
First and foremost, really started from the Virgin Islands. Shout out to the Virgin Islands. It's a paradise, but it still have a dark side to it, you know what I mean? Sure. And I was really in the streets, so you know, I've been shot 11 times.
What?
I've been stabbed, you know, I've been, you know, acquitted of all the charges. So it's like, not bragging on these things, but these things help develop the person, not being, you know, being fearless, you know what I mean? So going to America, I was always like amongst my peers a bigger person. I used to go to the youth camp a lot in St. Croix, YRC. So, you know, we being there walking outside, I was bigger for my size around my peers, so I was like kind of like a big brother, or I was a defender.
So you always felt like naturally you had to protect the people around you?
Exactly, you know what I mean, and I do a very good job at it.
Wow. Okay, like randomly, like do you ever get scared or nervous or just like, because being a security, like you never know what the day is coming to, so like does it make you anxious?
Well, not really, because a elder guy taught me with the job, our job is to disengage, not really to engage. So my first thing is to disengage a situation. But if it boils over, you know, the measures we take and the procedures, you know, that's what it is, because this is what you signed up for. So there's never no fair with it, you know, especially walking with God, you know. So He keeps you equipped. You know, knowledge, wisdom, you know, being humble, and you know, you navigate whatever the situations may be, you know.
It's a brave, strong job. Like, many can't do it.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Them, you know what I mean? Recognition, you know what I mean, and respect should be done, you know what I mean? Because I've done some great things.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to dive into that more, because the only thing I know about a bodyguard is from Whitney Houston, the movie. So
exactly.
now we got a real bodyguard here. I got to figure out what's going on, right? So tell me some of the celebrities and public figures you've worked with so far.
Let me see, it's a long list. Young Jeezy, Gucci Man, Ace Boogie with the hoodie out of New York, Davies, Wiz Khalif, A$AP Rocky, Moneybag Yo Gotti, London on the Track. There's so much of them, you know what I mean?
Right, the list goes on.
In a corporate way, I actually worked for a law firm that was the lawyers was actually working for George Floyd when he got killed. They had to come to Atlanta, and a brother get killed in Wendy's. He woke up on his sleep, he ran down the street. The police, you know, they gunned him down, so they had to come. You know, they fighting back for wrongful deaths, you know what I mean? So I had to bodyguard them. That was very interesting because you know, as a whole, as black people, when we fight amongst each other, is a bigger fight happening out there. Racism exists.
Oh, for sure.
I heard some of the phone calls white people was making to the lawyers, like, and it was, whoa, you know what I mean? So
open
it's
up
just,
your eyes to really
it's
see
a
people
bigger
say
fight.
these things in real life, right?
It's a bigger fight, because all they doing is protecting a brother that was gunned down wrongfully. But if you hear the phone calls, like, wow. So it was like, I think 6 lawyers from the firm, and you know, I was called to be there to protect them. And I had to go, I think Rashid Brooks, I think his name was, I had to go to his funeral and bodyguard them. And that was corporate. I haven't done too much corporate, more rappers, more you know, wealthy people, artists and stuff like that. So family members, you know, wives, stuff like that. So, you know,
that's cool. Well, not cool, but cool and hard at the same time. But I would think that would be like probably one of your hardest moments, securing somebody. But would you think that there is another moment you had where it was seen like the most dangerous job you've ever had?
I had 2, but one of the most dangerous one was 2014, August 2014. I was at a club at a party, a VMA Awards party with Young Jeezy, and they had a shooting, and they shot Suge Knight 7 times, and I was there with my client, and I got shot in my hand. You know, I pushed my client out of the way. No, my hand, right here in my hand. So, you know what I mean? That was it was a very serious moment, because it's very challenging, because a lot of things didn't go as expected. You take a bullet, the client gonna take care of you, will compensate you, and none of these things was done. You know, that's when me and Young Jeezy separated. I did like 5 years with him, and I separated. Yeah, it's crazy, because what he's saying in his music is not reflected. You know what I mean? I'm not a girl, so I'm not asking you for the world, but I'm just saying some compensation,
for sure,
or raise, or bonus. And it's crazy because the other day you did an interview from it, and I'm gonna do a podcast about it. He's capitalizing from the situation, because it was a horrible weekend. The Friday, our promoter got killed in the Bay. So they thought it was us, and you know, they held us up. You know, shout out to the Bay. We didn't have nothing to do with that, but they held us up. The Saturday night, I got shot, and then the Sunday, I called him. That's ironic. I'm gonna have a documentary about it to go into more details. But I called him, and I told him, you know, come see me to the hospital, and he didn't come. He disregarded. He wanted to go to the last show of the tour, and they got locked up with my AK-47. But I wasn't on the bus present, so you know, and it was just crazy because I tapped in and you know, I was trying to control the narrative because somebody died, and I was like, we should go back to Atlanta. You got an album coming out, and we're in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So the bay is only like 6 hours. It's nothing for people to come from there. You know, we're not from here. We're from the Atlanta, the South. So the vibes was off, and you know, he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Right. I feel like there should be like certain procedures and
Yes.
things to follow up.
'Cause
I
I
mean,
did my
especially for
job.
somebody who's been working there for 5 years. I'm sure you guys built a
We
relationship.
got a tight bond, but the game is heavily influenced. The rap industry I work in is very bad. It's not what people think it is. It's beautiful. It has some good people, but a lot of the stuff sometimes is made up, or sometimes people are not who they say they are.
Well, let's lighten up the place a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a little bit tough. But on the good side of things, where's the positivity in bodyguarding? Like, where's some of the coolest places that you've been because you've done that?
Coming from St. Thomas, let me see. Canada, Toronto, Montreal, Canada. Went to London, went to Paris, went to Italy, went to Rome, went to Amsterdam, went to Barcelona, Spain, went to Germany. I flew over the Mediterranean Sea. That was a very beautiful sight to see that.
Sure.
And the best highlight was it was dope. I had so many of them, you know, seeing the Eiffel Tower and stuff, but I think Rome, because Rome, they call it the city of ruins. So a lot of stuff from Caesar, I saw the arena, or you could put on some shades
real cool.
and see previously how it looked, you know, back in the days. I even got to bear witness. I was gonna go across the street and touch it, but I didn't mess with it. I seen a building from 500 BC.
No way.
I seen
Still
them
standing?
Still standing.
I don't believe it.
In Rome. I'm telling you, 500
I
BC.
guess so. I mean,
know
the
what I
pyramids are still in Egypt, right?
Yeah, so, you know, it was dope, man, because it is the city of ruins. Like, everything that was of the past is falling apart, but you know, they try to hold it together, but that's why they call it, you know, the city of ruins, you know, and that's coming from a small island. And you know, being a bodyguard is actually, it's just so dope, because I travel to work on a plane, and I never, you know, seen this, you know what I mean? I never, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody could have said like, yo, you gonna travel to work, you gonna hang with stars, you know what I mean? So I never seen it, and actually living it. You know, I have my moments, I wake up and can't believe, like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah. Like,
You know
how
what I
did,
mean?
how did you do it? Like, you just moved away and you was like, I'm gonna be a bodyguard?
Actually, I moved away. I lost a brother in America, and it caused me to relocate. And like, you know, the Bible tell you a man plans, but God direct his steps. I got married. I ended up getting 3 girls, Trinity, Faith, and Grace, my daughters.
Pretty names.
So the path kind of shifted a little bit, you know what I mean? And you know, the hustle and stuff went bad. I gave it up, and I transformed to corporate America. I went and did my concealed weapon license. I got the sharpshooting license. I got the legal bodyguarding license. So if I'm out in public, I'm able to wear my gear outside, pump gas, tell cops hello, how you doing? Like, so that's a dope feeling coming from the streets.
That's a lot of power.
And yes, you know what I mean? And the sharpshooting, the state wanted a 240. I got 238. I got 96 on my test.
Okay, don't pretend like I understand what it is. What's
So
that?
that's sharpshooting is your accuracy when you're shooting left or right hand. You know what I mean? So I did the class. They wanted a 240 in points. I got a 238, which was a 96. You know what I mean? So I'm certified for a Glock 22, which is a 40.
Maybe you can show me a thing or two.
Yeah, that's all good, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to do it like stuff that I learned in America to bring it to the islands. Because that's kind of like why I'm kind of so dominant with the music, because I was around stars, I'm around hit makers. I'm watching songs being made, and then they're on the radio and it goes platinum or they get Grammys. So, you know what I mean? The influence, the knowledge is there. You know what I mean? So I just soak it in.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna dive into now you transitioning from being a bodyguard to an artist right after this break. So I want to let everybody know
Let's get to it.
on Lptv in the VIP room, it's about to get real because now we know Samson Dread as a bodyguard, but we're gonna get to know him as the artist. So stay tuned, don't go nowhere.
Keep it locked. We'll be right back with more Living Proof TV.
The VIP room is brought to you by Grey Goose.
We're back with more Living Proof TV. You're in the VIP room with Isanica.
Hey guys, and we are back in the VIP room on Lptv with the Virgin Islands' biggest, baddest security bodyguard. All right? But now it's about time that we focus on Samson Dread, the artist. Okay? You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, because I know you've been doing your music thing and I know you got some stuff going on. So tell me, how long have you been into music? And then get a little bit into your Shutter Youth's music group. I would love to hear more about that.
Been doing it 8 years. It's a process. What influence? Shadow Youth music. I love music first and foremost. My mom introduced me to Bob Marley. My stepdad introduced me to like big youths, Fred Locks, the deeper reggae artists, like conscious reggae artists. My uncle introduced me to hip hop, Cool Modi, you know what I mean? My aunt introduced me to dancehall, Tiger Ninja. So I always like influence and love music, you know what I mean?
Right.
I always universal. 4 different times, Young Jeezy called me inside the studio. We was on tour, and he asked me if I know how to rap or can I spit. 4 different times. He asked me in Atlanta one night. He asked me in Miami the next night. We was in the studio with Nipsey Hussle and them YG. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. He asked me there, and the last night he asked me again in New York. We was in a studio, and he told me like, "Look, Dread, the rap, and I don't know what he's seeing me or what he's seen, or you know what I mean. I don't know where it came from, but after that, I was like, yo." I gonna rap because this is a platinum selling artist,
Right.
Accent plain old simple me, you know what I mean? So I know rap is about image, you know what I mean? So I came up, I learned about brand campaign and movement, you know what I mean? Because you can't just sell people music,
Right.
you know what I mean? You gotta make people love you, or
Exactly.
they want to be a part of what you're doing.
Right.
So I grew up in Public Enemy. I don't know if you remember that song, Fight the Power. And
A little bit.
It shows.
It's familiar. Rap a little bit for me.
I don't remember all it was, but is Fight the Power is like black excellence.
I think you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they was walking down the street, Chuck D, Flavor Flav. They had the Muslims, the soldiers with them. That's the movement. They had the black leaders. You know what I mean? The brand. You know what I mean? And then the campaign. The people was behind them like, yeah, fight the power. So I came up with CTE, Shadow Youths.
Okay.
But at the same time, I always look at people that broke away from other teams. Like, okay, G Unit, we had Game, and then Game broke away, so Game had to go and invent a new name. But it was not as dope as G Unit. So from doing that to myself, I came up with CTE Shadow Youths, which is the bigger brand, was Jeezy Corporate Target Entertainment. But the Shadow Youths, it was always about Shadow Youths. So the day, I knew the day when it came, not predicting it, but sometimes people fall out. We've seen it, hip hop, we watch it over the times. And so when I broke away from CTE, it was Shadow Youths music.
Okay.
So I never like missed the beat. You know, usually when you broke up with a group, it's like, oh,
what do you do
rebuild.
now?
And then the strength of my brand is that's my dad's face.
Your dad's face?
That's my dad's face. The Shadow Youths logo. That's my dad's face.
I'd love to
So
see it.
he was a street legend.
What's your dad's name?
Jaquila Elms. Rest in peace.
Rest in
Been gone this year, November 15th, will make 33 years. He been gone, but he was really good to the streets and good to many, many people. So his name lives on, and it's sold. When I put it on a shirt, a sticker, whatever it may have you, it's sold because people know that face is something like Pepsi. When you open it, wow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of watch the greats. I'm just saying, it's like flying a plane with a pilot. You have to learn.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Because one day you might have to take the wheel.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So I came around it. I'm no loaf. Like it just hit me one day. Like, what am I gonna be? Just a bodyguard. Like, you know what I mean? Being around it. So I just took it to a next level.
Right.
I set the campaign up. The Shotter, people wanted me to use Island Boy, but Island Boys is already incorporated from someone else. That's their story. So I wanted to tell my story, but I know people is like, you know, Shotter, that's Jamaican.
Right.
But people don't understand in America it's an urban name for island people.
True.
So everywhere I go, they be like, when they hear the accent, yo, Shotter, yo, Shotter, yo, Shotter. So I was like, yo, Shotter Youths music.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? That was a long and short. You know,
I dig it. So music-wise, what have you been working on recently?
I got a mixtape coming out kind of all the time. I'm not sure. I think I might name it I Am Samson. It's gonna be my fifth mixtape.
Okay. I like that.
I got 3 videos editing as we speak. I got one that's gonna drop tomorrow from The Rock featuring Dr. Mercury's.
Okay.
And I'll probably shoot 2 videos because I'll be here probably 2 weeks. So I'll probably shoot the next 2 videos. It's just the work ethic from being around, like I say, some of the greatest artists, the inspirations, like that song Moneybag recorded on Shotters. I was there when he recorded.
Okay.
And some people might not understand it. I'll send the content to you guys, but I had a blog that tagged me. It was like, Moneybag dropped a new song, Shotters, his security might be influenced to him. You know what I mean? Because in the
That's
song,
cool.
you say I'm rolling with
Right.
Shotters and Rastas.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying, I was the only Shotter and Rasta
Correct.
at the time, but I'm not taking, you know, the ownership. I'm just saying sometimes the influence is there.
Right. It is
You know
what it
I mean?
is.
Good guy too.
So, are you gonna give something special to the VIP room on Lptv tonight? What you got?
You know this, man. I want to bring you VI Game by Samson Dread.
All right. So we got VI Game by Samson Dread. Let's watch it.
Let's get it.
You're watching Living Proof TV.
Real top shotter, talking about the dandada. Learn the game from my brothers and my father. Speedboats, Range Rovers, yes, I'm young hover. Shatter you spot to turn the whole wall over. Real top shotter, talking about the dandada. Learn the game from my brothers and my father. Speedboats, Range Rovers, yes, I'm young hover. Shatter you spot to turn the whole wall over. Real island boy, how we do it, sell speed around the island in some fast cigarette boats, all white bricks, hot like Bob Parker jail soap. Hugo make me a dan, just ask Mingle. 645 coupe, tinted out windows, sitting on mountain top in a new drop top, smoking on some loud bumping cartel and Tupac. Picture me rolling round town with 11 shots. You want a 10-piece meal, I still call it 10 blocks. Used to turn up the island with my calabash, watching in the man a super cat and sunsplash. Seen it coke and dread. Move so much cash, bet you never heard a shatter. You turn up to the max in my hometown. Cause call me Mad Max, to the baker, live in Crown Bay with 1,000 watts Aquila, Jeremy C, drinking the back, conking off blacks. Real top shatter, talking about the Dan Dada. Learn the game from my brothers and my father. Speedboats, Range Rovers, yes, I'm young hover. Shatter use spot to turn the whole wall over. Real top shatter, talking about the Dan Dada. Learn the game from my brothers and my father. Speedboats, Range Rovers, yes, I'm young hover. Shatter use spot to turn the whole wall over. Thinking back, reminiscing when I used to be in JSL block. Yankee boys call it the chain game. Show up in your city, dock up with about 30 bits. Don't go, just sell it off for wholesale. Mailman, come alone, flipping some fish scale. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, Shabba rank, school bell ring. All white yacht, meeting white boy hatcha by the bay. Old man turn around and stick him up for everything. After that was cash money, now bling bling. Trinidad James, yeah, all gold, everything. Nugget watch, bottles to the shark. Call me St. Peter, best believe I got the whole 9 yards from the teacher spitting hot fire. Samson dread.
Keep it locked. We'll be right back with more Living Proof TV.
Caution, fun food and games. The only go-kart racing on St. Thomas. Bring your family and come and enjoy. Go-kart racing and more. Open 7 days a week. With kid bouncers and a rooftop lounge for all your special events. Open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. with friendly staff. Lots of fun for the kids and go-kart excitement. It's Caution, fun food and drinks. Located to the bottom of Rappoon Hill, behind of Wheatley Center 2. Racing fun for everyone. Join us. For bookings, call today. 340-203-1677. That's 340-203-1677. Caution, fun food and games.
We're back with more Living Proof TV.
All right. So the VI game swag was on 100. Definitely feeling that. And you filmed that video here in St. Thomas.
On the waterfront.
On the waterfront.
Yeah, man.
And you were just like, what inspired this video? The looks, the shots, all of that good stuff.
You won't even believe I recorded that song 8 years ago.
Really?
And I always know, when I got the beat, Rick Ross inspired the song. I had to speak kind of echelon, but still, be vibrant and cool. So, I know the Virgin Islands, I've been wanting to shoot it, but I know coming home, it got so much stuff, it got so much, scenery and stuff I can use here. So I knew the Virgin Islands was gonna bring it out, and it was supposed to be dope. I was supposed to actually have a cigarette boat and a lot more.
Oh. I was like, what kind of boat is that? I don't know, it's nice.
This is a cat. That's a cat. That's my first time driving a boat too. You won't even believe it, you know what I mean? But it was just inspired by greats. I call it a VI game because this is things that we read in the papers, boats, cops chasing bulls, large bears, and the industry, you telling your story along with other people's story you grew up with, you know what I mean? That what makes it dope, a little friction in it. But I just wanted to show the world like how it's done home. Right. You know what I mean? How
a top shot to really be
exactly.
The islands.
You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy Sam from Gonkana. He provided me with
I'm about
jewelry.
to say you was blinging.
Yeah, he provided me. Shout out Sam. That's a good brother. I know him from a very long time, and even having the respect for me, for being responsible for that stuff.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Shout out Kareem Mawson. We actually shot that, and you won't even believe it. Like, I really came to oppress the game, but not in a negative way. That video was actually shot with an iPhone 14 in cinematic version.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we ain't even using a camera. You swear I had a camera crew, but I'm putting this knowledge out there for the younger artists coming out, because
yeah, definitely,
the price is a little high down here for unsigned artists. They're not signed, and people don't understand. Like when you see big artist in the studio for a month, he's doing studio, we watching him, following him online. They don't understand the label paid for that. That's not coming out of his pocket.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why sometimes it's a balance. But you know, I wanted to give that information. A lot of us got those iPhones. The iPhone 15 is coming out.
Those iPhones are great. Like my friend had one and she took a video the other day and I said, what? You don't even need a camera?
Cinematic, and that's nearly movie quality.
It is.
You know what
it
I mean?
looks really good.
And also the Galaxies, the new ones, the 22s and the 23 Ultras or the Notes, they're also good, you know what I mean? So I came to break it down. I learned to work with what I have. I'm not gonna complain, or I'm just like, I'm a good sportsman. If it has a dominant team than me, I sit back and watch the tape, and I watch the moves, and then I articulate my stuff, and then I give it to you. You know what I mean? So it has so much artists here. I just didn't want to do, you know, on the turf, prop guns.
Right, a different vibe.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it was dope because when I did it, you know what I mean? The respect, you know, is recognized.
Yeah.
And that was a great feeling.
Well, I love it. I love the vibe. And thank you for letting us know that you could make magic happen on an iPhone. Like, who knew, you know?
Yes.
I'm about to make a music video myself now.
Yes. You take what you got, man. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, Slim Shady said he ain't my top 5, but some of the stuff he quote, you know, you gotta lose yourself. You only got one time to blow, so you got hit. And tomorrow ain't promise, so you gotta give it, man, or you know you might pass away and them thoughts they gone. You know what I mean? So it feels good though, because you know, 20 years from now I can look back, my kids, you know, family members, God forbid that a savior pass away, you can always just go to YouTube,
right,
and you know, visuals, you know what I mean? So it feels great. It's like you're building a legacy.
You are.
You know what I mean? So
that's
I mean?
awesome. And so now that we heard your music and now that we know who you are, you got to let the people, all the fans and Lptv, know where to find you on social media.
Instagram, Samson Dread, SYMG, Samson SAMSON _ DREAD _ SYM. TikTok, Samson Dread SYM, Facebook, Samson Dread, Twitter, Samson Dread, YouTube, Samson Dread SYMG, Shadow Youth Music Group, and you know, every platform you can think of. You overseas, you're on Deezer, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon Prime,
nice.
Whatever may have you. You know what I mean? One of my tracks even they made it to a movie and stuff.
Oh, cool.
It was actually from a local 4 Feet. You know, shout out my guy Ogino.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? You know, it's playing out how it should. You know what I mean? But that's where you can find me. You know, follow, like, share. You know what I mean? And I'm really like building my fans now, because I got the brand, the movement, the campaign established. I got merchandise. You know, I wish I had some right now. I brought you some, but the next time we link, I'm gonna make sure I do. But yeah, you know, get at me. You know what I mean? Promoters, you know, DJs. You know what I mean?
Tell them find you. You
me,
ready?
Right here. You know what I mean? So let's get.
And this is definitely the place to be for that. And I just want to say thanks a million for coming in the VIP room on Lptv. I felt like it was a good interview. You shocked me. You surprised me. I mean, you're definitely strong. You definitely did way more than I thought you did.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty impressive. So, like, thanks for sharing your story. You know, thank you for inspiring all of us. And, you know, to just keep the faith, keep strong, and believe in yourself and follow your dreams, you know? So thanks a million, and next time bring your merchandise for Lptv.
So for Lptv, Living Proof, you know, the platform, you know what I mean, is very good, man. And I mean, making our way, man, shining the light in the dark, you know what I mean, and because we got a lot of talent here in the Virgin Islands, man. And,
definitely.
As a whole, you know, let's get it, you know what I mean. Let's get it, you know what I mean? But thank you for the blessings, you know, for the platform, and the voices and the ears and eyes that be able to, like, see who I really am, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides, you know, because sometimes people misinterpret
For sure.
this big guy, like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, nah, really down towards spiritual, but thank you, man, for the blessings, you know what I mean?
Thank you. So you see, guys, just because you see a big, strong security bodyguard around, that doesn't mean he don't have a pure good heart and into music and good vibes. See, we learned a little bit about our VI baddest bodyguard, Samson Dread. So make sure that you guys stay tuned, because he's gonna get a little bit more in depth about his story, and he's even gonna get in the booth. So stay close. It's coming up next. The VIP room was brought to you by Grey Goose. Please drink responsibly.
For the hottest producers, artists, DJs, and more, keep it locked right here on Living Proof TV. Keep it locked. We'll be right back with more Living Proof TV. Get seen, get heard, and get booked right here on Living Proof TV. We're back with more Living Proof TV.
This is Living Proof TV, and this is more than music. You're rocking with your boy Samson Dread, SYMG. Awoo.
It's more than music, right here on Living Proof TV.
Samson Dread, better known as Ginja. You know what I mean? Some call me 88. You know what I mean? Coming from the streets of the U.S. Virgin Islands, the hard, rugged streets, man. It wasn't easy coming up. I lost my dad to gun violence at the age of 8 years old. And it's not really a good thing, but from that day, you know, things changed for me. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a gangster. I was a good kid coming up, you know what I mean? And, you know, things turned for the worse, you know what I mean? And I'm just making mention of it because I have other kids out here also, you know, losing pairs, losing parents, you know, due to the fact of gun violence. And, you know, I ran the streets, man. I broke all the rules around the streets. My dad had a lot of kids, so I had a lot of brothers. I actually have 8 brothers. We actually lost 2 of them, rest in peace, Jaquila Jr. And Deuce Sukori, you know what I mean? Just lost him. Just, you know, it wasn't easy coming up, man. You know what I mean? I've been shot 11 times. 10 of them was from the Virgin Islands. I've been stabbed, you know, I've been locked up, acquitted for first-degree murder. My life been a roller coaster, you know what I mean? But today I'm here standing by the grace of God, you know what I mean? In my journey through the streets, you know what I mean? I found God, you know what I mean? I was with God and God was always with me, you know what I mean? But, you know, when you actually, you know, embed yourself and, you know, decide to walk the path. But, you know, life wasn't easy, you know what I mean? It's ups and downs, you know what I mean? I left, I went to America, turned a bodyguard, you know, I got married, went through a divorce, you know, I have 3 daughters, you know, shout out to my daughters, Faith, Trinity, and Grace, you know, Elms. They're my biggest fans, man, biggest supporters, you know what I mean? And the Bible says the fruit of the womb is a gift directly from God, you know, so I was able to receive 3 of those. And they were a blessing, you know what I mean? But throughout my life, I've been a defender, you know what I mean? That's why he turned on a bodyguard. It worked out for me, you know, in the best case, you know what I mean? Because I was actually home training in the U.S. Virgin Islands, you know what I mean? That's crazy when I look back and you think about stuff. You know, but life is a journey. We continue rolling. I turned a bodyguard. I was able to travel around the world. After being told I'd be nothing, you know what I mean? I didn't finish school. I got a diploma later on in my years. But just being told I won't be nothing, you know what I mean? Or not just being accepted or being misunderstood, you know what I mean? And I took all what I learned and what I had. And, you know, I love doing it. I love protecting people. I love defending, you know what I mean? But for a purpose, you know what I mean? Not just like reckless. I used to be, you know what I mean? You know, like Todd Bland say, you know, I could have been one of the most notorious. You know what I mean? But I get saved, you know what I mean? Most High, you know what I mean? Came into my life, you know what I mean? And you just look at it plain. If you could do the devil walks, doing God walks is just so much more easier. You know what I mean? And I speak on God a lot because I'm very, you know, spiritual, you know what I mean? out, and there is, God created all things, you know what I mean? So I was acknowledgement to the Creator, you know what I mean? Shout out my mom, for even having me, bringing me. He taught me a lot, you know what I mean? A lot of people think my dad raised me. I had a little raising from my stepdad too, but a lot of it came from my mom, My mom raised me, you know what I mean? And she did, a heck of a job doing it. I just enjoy being me, you know what I mean? And, shout out to the life lessons, you know what I mean? Shout out to the ones that played a part, who you is, you know what I mean? Of course, most praises to the Most High God, you know what I mean, for bringing all things together, making things possible, you know what I mean? Free my brother News, you know what I mean? Shout out to the squad, Dr. Martha West, you know what I mean? Chevy Dollars, Dread Beats, Duels, GQ, you know what I mean? The people I'm like, been helping, keeping the movement, the people that see where I'm taking this, you know what I mean? Shout out to them guys. Shout out my guy Sam from Gold Corner, you know what I mean? For making things possible also, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Trash, for us being a friend, man, you know what I mean? Shout out OG Booby, you know what I mean? Shout out Jaman too. We actually got a song coming, Afrobeat, you know what I mean? It's gonna be real nice, you know what I mean? It's just dope, you know what I mean? It's like the doors is opening, the lines are falling in pleasant places, you know what I mean? So like walking the park, you know what I mean? God always open doors though, you know what I mean? And the stone that the builders refuse will always be the head cornerstone. So for the youths, keep the faith, man. Do this for me, the youths of the Virgin Islands, the youths across the world. I always think, be wise, and always walk with God in all things, you know what I mean? In everything. I don't care if you're going outside to start, you can't come back, a lot can happen in that space and time, you know what I mean? Never stop, you know what I mean? Fight for what's right, because you'll never be wrong. And even if it's sacrifices is being made for you to do what's right, you know what I mean? Righteousness is the highest, so you'll be rewarded for your good deeds and your good doings, you know what I mean? Don't let life situations turn you into a dark person, you know what I mean? Remain bright, shine bright, eyes move in respect, you know what I mean, towards people, you know what I mean? Give firm handshakes and always look somebody in the eyes. You know what I mean? You're serious. And, I learned this stuff from my grandfather, firm handshake, and he rests in peace. You know what I mean? Watson White. But to the youths, man, you could do all things through Christ. You know what I mean? A strength in us. You know what I mean? So anything can be done, even though it look hard. You know what I mean? That's the evidence of faith, believing on the unseen. You know what I mean? So like in these times that we live in, the just shall live by faith. You know what I mean? And it's not just, the OGs, the young OGs, the ones coming up. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be young forever. Once a man and you're twice a child. You know what I mean? You grow up, you turn a man, you turn old, somebody have to take care of you. You know what I mean? As a child against you, once a man and twice a child. But just stay positive. I don't care what your situation is, don't give up. You know what I mean? You're going through a divorce, don't give up. You got fired from your job, don't give up, hold the faith. You know what I mean? You just lose a sibling, hold the faith. You know what I mean? The bills due, things ain't working out, no matter what. You know what I mean? My inspiration to you is just hold the faith. You know what I mean? Because the faith, it's evidence of things not seen. It's a manifestation. You know what I mean? So just stay positive, stay true. You know what I mean? And the late great Nipsey Hussle always says a marathon. You know what I mean? So a marathon brings and builds patience and endurance. You know what I mean? So endure. Condition yourself.
LivingProofTV.com. Keep it locked. We'll be right back with more Living Proof TV. We're back with more Living Proof TV. We're in the booth live on Living Proof TV.
That's who I am. Samson bread. Woo. Let's get it. Watch them niggas trying to stunt, trying to do it like me. One thing about it is is Living Proof TV. But them niggas tryna stunt, tryna do it like me. One thing about this shit is Living Proof TV. Got your favorite top 5 ain't sounding like this. St. Thomas on my neck, St. Croix on my wrist. St. John Love City, that's my pinky finger drip. Only way they took my daddy out, them niggas sent a hit. R.I.P. Jaquila M's, you know we got a CD lit. I heard them niggas talking record, but you know that's the myth. Never leaving St. Thomas for the shit that niggas did. R.I.P. my brother Deucey, gave your hood a face hit. Ghost town, ain't no killers walking around, there's a Freddy, I'm a Jason, man, you ain't killing shit. 11 bullets to my body, there's the rhymes that I spit. Gucci chains round my neck, I'm on some island boy shit. For some smoke, all I do is call a hit. Only one from the islands, all I do is G-Mix. Got the haters in the club, but to my them tryna stunt, tryna do it like me. One thing about this shit is Living Proof TV. But them tryna stunt, tryna do it like me. One thing about this is Living Proof TV. What's up? It's Samson Dread. Wait, I ain't finished with y'all. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Chopping all that.
The roof is on fire.
Fired one up in the head, my chopper saying let me go. FNN say you tripping, it just LP at the door. SYM we ballin' hard like the 96 Pro. Got to keep your eyes open for them wolf and sheep clothes. If we talking trap talk, then my daddy wasn't close. Both nose I did blow, Jaquila made it all stone. Heard me thinking out loud, it's just some public info. Keep on dropping out shit, one day I know I'm gonna blow. Thought you was my main man, but you're really just a woo. Samson Dread. Watch them niggas tryna stunt, tryna do it like me. One thing about this Living Proof TV. Watch them niggas tryna stunt, tryna do it like me. One thing about this Living Proof TV. LP Records, what's up? It's Samson Dread. Woo. What's up? Let's get it. Boom.
Keep it locked right here on Living Proof TV. LivingProofTV.com. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of Living Proof TV.
This is what the people wanna see. Living Proof TV, truth and reality. Living Proof TV, Virgin Island legacy. Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV. Seed of the industry. Living Proof TV, and musical integrity. Living Proof TV, this is for everybody. Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV, Living Proof TV.